Everyone.
All right, coming up on today's edition of the Art Business Mornings, we are talking about how to merchandise your art or photography, how to do it, why you need to do it, and why you need to get started right now. You got your cup? Oh, not leaving me hanging after a long holiday weekend.
Coffee's good after a good holiday weekend, isn't it?
Oh, you better believe it.
Got to get back into the week. Got to get back in, right?
You do indeed. And welcome to another edition of Art Business Mornings, the show that will put you on the path to a six-figure-a-year plus art business. We're solving the starving artist problem here, Box, one artist, a photographer at a time. Now, I want to start off at the top. Of course, we're going to get into merchandising, but I got to start off the top with assumptions. Okay, assumptions. And question for you, Nick. Have you ever heard the name Jerry Belson?
No.
Up until a little Google search this morning, neither had I. Okay, he was apparently an Emmy award-winning writer. Okay, that has the following pearl of wisdom attributed to him: never assume. I should quote, and I quote, "Never assume, because when you assume, you make an ass of you and me." End quote. I love that. I love that line. Why? Because we do this all too often. Okay, we assume things are common knowledge in the art and photography world, and you found out those assumptions are dangerous. Okay, so that line reminds me to stop assuming anything. Instead, my job, your job, our job is just to teach everything from soup to nuts. Okay, we don't want to leave anybody behind, period. We never want to assume something's common knowledge. It's just not. But it goes deeper, though. You ready for this? It goes deeper. Inception status. The advice does not just apply to us, also applies to you. Yes, you, artist or photographer, don't assume, see my previous quote about that one, your buyers are not visual people, okay? Showing a flat 2D image is not enough, okay? So don't assume your buyer has any idea of the subtle differences between media types. Don't assume your buyer can just automatically visualize your art on their wall. And what's the analogy I love to use? I love to give the question and ask, Nick, if I just hired you to be a knife salesman, you're going to go door to door selling knives, what would you bring with you to the door?
I might bring the knives. I might actually bring the knives. Yeah.
You would bring the knives. That's right. So why do so few artists do this with their same work? Okay. So what I wanted to do, okay, and again, I'm not going to assume anyone knows what you've done for the last 20 years of your life. So we're going to need an introduction on why you might be someone worth listening to in this particular department. But I want to do the top 5 media types you simply must have, okay? And I want to do the basics, the just ship it version. But first, what have you done for the last 20 years of your life?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, built companies as an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Which one in general?
Breathing Color.
What do they do?
Breathing Color manufactures fine art canvas, photography paper, art paper, metal, all for high quality photo and art reproduction.
Thank you. So you might have some knowledge and insight into the various different media types an artist or a photographer might want to have on hand at all times to properly be able to articulate the differences, to properly be able to sell their work, to show the finished product, to be going door to door and actually have the knives, right? So I think what we do, we go through your list of 5, the top 5, right? Start at the top. Let me start grabbing them so we can talk about them. What's number 1?
So, okay, number 1, we'll start like on low price point and go upward, right? A photo paper. A photo paper, right? This is, and I call the photo paper optional because it's the lowest price one, all right? Photo paper can be defined as a glossy photo paper, a semi-gloss, or a satin. It means the same thing. A matte, a metallic, it's up to you, okay? But you pick one photo paper. You don't have 2, you just have 1. And it's optional.
By the way, as I show this to you, which one's the watercolor and which one's the textured? or I don't even know. I can't tell.
Yeah, you're not even. We're on photo paper. Which one's the glossy? Which one's the satin? You can't tell.
Yeah.
You can't. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
And the consumer doesn't care. You know what I mean? No. So like, obviously the artist or photographer, you guys care. So pick the one that you like the best for your work, and that's the one that you offer. The photo paper will always have the lowest price point. So that's a way to have a lower price point item. If you don't want to have that lower price point, you should stay away from the photo paper, and then you get to the fine art paper.
So here I am showing this one off, 9.5 square. Doesn't need to be huge. Doesn't need to be huge, right? But I can show it. This is the frame version, obviously, ready to hang. Nice little stoppers, real nice on the wall there. Simple black frame, right?
Yeah.
Now, they could show this, or if you just want the flat paper print, you can have that too, right?
Exactly. And you should. You should, for your one paper, photo paper you're offering, you should, because you should be able to, like, if you have a luster photo paper, it has like a little pebble surface. It's very subtle, but that's different from a glossy photo paper, which is literally like glass smooth, right? And so it's worth it to have that so that you can articulate the specialty of that particular substrate because you picked it. You felt that it lent itself well to your art or photography, and that's a way of selling that particular paper, okay? I should also mention that media type number 2, since it's also a paper and you've got those framed there, would be a fine art paper, all right? This is one notch above the photo papers, okay? You're either gonna have a watercolor paper or a smooth fine art paper, one or the other. You might have like a Baryta paper, one of these specialties. I don't particularly recommend them. I think they're really overpriced. That's up to you though. It's your specific choice, but pick one, not a smooth and a textured, just have one or the other, one fine art paper. So far you're going to have one photo paper optionally, and then you're going to have one fine art paper mandatory. Every one of the rest of these that I'm going to mention are going to be mandatory. Okay. All right. So one photo paper, one fine art paper. Now we move on to canvas.
And collectively, that was number 1. The Just Ship It version is 1. If you want to have varieties of it, fine. But you can get away with 1. All right.
You're starting to get into you're starting to get into confusion if you start offering more. So I'm recommending that you just stick with 1.
Done.
Okay, canvas. Here we go. Yeah, number 3 actually, canvas. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Gallery wrap, right? That's a gallery wrap. Ready to hang. You got the little, rubber circles on the back. Look at it like he's properly merchandising it right there. Okay. Now you have one, again, guys, you have one canvas. You don't have a glossy and a satin, and a matte. Just pick one that lends itself well, and you have one canvas.
This one is 8x12. Not huge, right? But looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Looks great. Ready to hang. Perfect gift, I love it.
So, okay. So I sort of just said paper number 1, canvas number 2, because I, gotta have a top 5 list. But anyway, on to the next.
Yeah. So photo paper and fine art paper should be separated.
Okay.
Because they are different. And for the reasons I mentioned. All right. Now we're on to metal or aluminum. Same thing. All right. So there you go. Metal can also come in a white gloss surface. That's the most popular right now. It comes in a semi-gloss. You can also get it in a matte or a brushed aluminum. A brushed aluminum is where the metal completely shows through. And again, I would just pick one. I would go with the white gloss for now. If you want to go with the satin because you think the white gloss is too glossy for you, then fine, go with that.
Yep, Elusive Visions on Instagram. That was an 8x12. Mary J. Welsh says quality of canvas prints. Doesn't really matter, does it? Pick one. Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not sure what she's asking, Marilyn, on that. But if you're asking, like, with art storefronts, like our automated fulfillment, we have every level. We have the Ferrari quality, 100+ years, archival without yellowing or fading, highest levels of color gamut, DMAX, which is the black density and resolution, all the way down to the decorative art option for people who are like, doing like more poster type of art or want like a much lower cost, high volume option.
And in this capacity, when you're selling live, like I'm doing right now, merchandise doing right now, very hard to tell the differences. Extremely hard to tell the differences.
It's impossible, yeah.
But the whole point with this Just Ship It thing, and I should say this because it's important, is that if I literally did a poll, I had some sort of ability to do a poll right now, and I said, what percentage of our audience of artists and photographers right now, customers included, our customers included, have all the media types and can merchandise like I can right now? It is not a big number. It is if it's
tiny.
10%, if it's 10%, I would be blown away. It's likely 5%. And the only reason it's 5% is because a lot of photographers have a lot of their stuff hanging in their house, and they could probably go through the whole thing and get enough of them off the wall. What's next?
Acrylic.
Ooh.
Yeah, love the acrylic. Personal favorite. Yeah, it just pops. It's beautiful.
And can you
yeah,
tell?
You can see it right there. Comes in multiple thicknesses, right? So that's like a 1/8 inch, I think. And then you can get it in like a 1/16. You can get it in a 1/4 inch. So yeah, there's multiple different options. But again, I mean, on that one, you should just pick one. If you want to have two because of the thickness, that's totally fine. But you need to offer acrylic. Have to.
Yep. And this
all of these are mandatory. They are not optional, you guys. They're not optional.
And
okay?
that's
and I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into why as soon as we're done.
Okay. Beautiful though.
Yep, high price point. So as we're getting from metal to acrylic to wood, now wood is next, right? So look how beautiful this is. You're getting into higher price points. So the reason why these things are mandatory, you guys, is that if you get somebody who might have thought they wanted a canvas print to actually buy a metal or an acrylic of the same image, you literally just upsold that person without doing anything. Same with wood. Same with wood, because wood isn't cheap either, right? It's beautiful.
Yeah,
wood is amazing.
If you're listening to this podcast, instead of watching it, you should probably come back and watch the video just because you can see something. I want to put something else.
100%.
Do I need, Nick, a fancy camera to merchandise? And what about zooming in? Oh my gosh, look at how difficult this is. That's for Instagram. This is for all the rest. Look at how beautiful. Look at the detail when you get close. See if my camera will focus on it.
Yeah, do the sides too. So you could see like you can see like the thickness of that wood. It's beautiful. You get a real good idea of the color. That's beautiful on Instagram. Yeah.
So there
exactly.
It is. Wood.
Yeah, no, you do not need a camera. You don't need anything. You just use your phone. That's it. Or your desktop or your laptop computer camera. Perfectly fine. You don't need anything.
I have unless you've got some more sides, I've got the always difficult questions that already arise that I know that we can just start marching through. Or did you have some other commentary?
Yeah, let me just say one, the overall point here, right, is that I mentioned earlier, like, these are mandatory, right? Because there's a lot of people out there who, are experienced painters and photographers who are like, maybe they have their own printer, maybe they use their own local printer or something like that, and all they offer is like one photo paper, or maybe they only offer fine art paper and canvas, and they're missing the metal, the acrylic, and the wood. Okay.
Yep.
You know how many for all of you out there that are in that position, do you know how many people I have proven wrong on that? And like, we're talking dozens, if not hundreds of artists and photographers who are like, no, I don't think my stuff really looks good on that, or whatever perfectionism thing they have in their head, or they just didn't realize that if you don't offer all of these media types, you're taking your potential market opportunity and you're shrinking it down to this. And let me tell you why. Because there are interior designers all over the country, all over the world. There are offices and things like that that have a certain design style. Like, it's very modern, okay? Like a friend's house of mine is all metal. It's another house, all acrylic. A doctor's office, all, wood. A hotel, all wood, right? The whole thing. If an interior designer sees your work and is like, this would be great in this hotel, and it doesn't go with the design because everything needs to be on wood, you just lost the sale, okay? You just lost the sale. And so you got to make sure that you're offering what the most popular media types are in terms of design, okay, for outfitting homes, businesses, hotels, okay, all over the country and all over the world, so that you don't pigeonhole yourself. Very easy. You have to do that. Okay. Now, like, this is part of the reason why I totally believe in automated, like I think automated fulfillment for anyone that's like making their own prints and doing that. I'm just like,
so just define what that is. Let's not, assume. And by the way, what you just said also dovetails with the assume, right? Do not assume that you know what your buyer wants. Do not assume that your buyer knows the differences. You need to explain it, and you let them decide. If you're going to offer metal, you're going to offer wood. It's like, let them decide. You're not smarter than the market.
Exactly. And then, and so so to define it, there's people who own their own printer and they make their own prints at home, but you're only limited to doing paper and canvas. You can't do metal, you can't do acrylic, and you can't do wood, right? They're different types of substrates that don't run through a typical inkjet printer, right? That's a whole different process. Like with metal, it's dye sublimation, right? Wood, dye sublimation. And sometimes there's direct UV printing, but those are like multiple $100,000 printers. So you're pigeonholed to only those few things. They happen to be the lowest price point items, canvas and paper. The highest is metal, acrylic, wood. And so you're missing out on all of that. But we've also we've had Art Storefronts members who are just like, oh my goodness, am I really going to offer metal? And we're like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. They're like, but I've never sold any metal before. They literally launched their site and their first sales, first couple of sales are all metal. And they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe what I have been missing. Had I sold those on canvas, I would have got 30-40% less revenue and less profit from those individual orders, right? But then they're also mind blown, just going, what am I doing? What island am I on? Where am I getting this information in my head that I shouldn't have been offering these things, right? Just bad information. And so you're just pigeonholing yourself, losing out on all the market when you think you're benefiting yourself because you've got your printer at home and you're making these canvas prints or your paper prints. It's totally nonsense. And you're doing your own shipping, and you can't compete with the $100 million companies that have the best shipping rates with FedEx and UPS and USPS globally and domestically, right? And their packaging costs. And so if you're doing it on your own, you're just missing out on all of that and you're wasting your time. It's a low ROI activity.
Low ROI activity. That's
low return on investment on your time, total waste. You should be doing what we're talking about more marketing. Marketing. It's the only place you're going to get an ROI on your time. Anything that is not marketing, you should consider outsourcing or figuring out another way to get it done. Because when you're on that computer, monkeying with all this stuff, or you're driving around town and you're shipping prints and doing boxes and packaging, I want you to realize your business is not growing.
Yeah. And so there's a number of questions that arise, but it's, we are on, this is number 12, I think, of the Art Business Morning Show. We're rolling. And I love that we covered a bunch of themes early on. It's there's two tangents I want to go into before the question. One, what are we always attempting to do with our online art sales? We're attempting to take them and make them as close to the retail person-to-person art gallery selling environment ever. What if you're walking down Main Street, does an art gallery have in the window? It's got art, it's got the finished product. What about a clothing store? It's got clothes on mannequins, okay? What about any other knickknack store? What are in the window displays? The actual products, so you can see them, you can come in, touch them, taste them, okay? If you're looking at couches or blinds, or maybe you're gonna remodel the bathroom, what do they have? They have swatch books, right? They're going to show you the fabrics in the swatch books. They're going to open up a swatch book of the tiles and let you look at the tiles and see them and touch them. So why would it be any different when you're attempting to do this, okay? Number one question that comes up. You're going to order, you've bought in, you're agreeing with us, and God bless you for doing that. You're smart. I knew I liked you. You need to get these top 5, call it 6 media types, right? The 2 different types of paper, the canvas, the metal, the acrylic, the wood, right? The first thing that always comes up, first question, what sizes should I get? Okay, now this is an important one. When I show these sizes off, notice how I'm doing this in a live video display capacity, and it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy because they're small. When you are selling in a live photo video type of environment, this is pretty doggone easy, right? Guess what? I can put all these in the cart pretty easy, okay? I can lead
Great point.
I can lead them all up on the size of the car, okay? So do not feel like you need to go big. You don't need to go big, okay? You do not need to go big. This is the just ship it version. That being said, we should tease what the prestige looks like, right? When you do step it up. You don't need to step it up to start, but we might as well do it. You're gonna have to narrate because I'm not gonna have the audio on this.
Are you grabbing the big acrylic?
Yeah.
Awesome. So this is a huge acrylic print. Well, it looks like it's probably, I'd probably say a 24 by 36. That looks to me. I'm eyeing it. But yeah, look at that baby. Just look, the lights just kicking off of it.
But also look at how hard this is. Look at how hard this is to do on live video. It's nice to have them, but
yeah, it is nice. Yeah, you show the sides, you show the back. It's, you know, if somebody's looking for like that type of a size and they're looking to buy it, I mean, it's come up close on like a corner if you can. Oh yeah, that's amazing. You get to see all the detail in there. It's really good.
This is really impractical for the live.
It is. I also really like the idea. I think that you've got to be mobile compatible, right? Like, and that what mobile compatible. Everybody's going to think I'm talking about a phone. I'm talking about the car. I think like, okay, we've proven at Art Storefronts many a times. And guys, here's a great tip if you haven't heard this before. We've proven this many a times that if you hand deliver a piece of art, like you make a sale locally, like on an original or something like that, and you're going to take it over to your client's house or place of business, there are major upsell opportunities. You should, like, we had a painter who did this, sold an original, went and delivered it and brought like 4 more with her, and she sold all of them. She sold all of them. She turned 1 original into 5 sales on the spot just by bringing them in the car with her, okay? So if you're selling a print, you know, or if you're selling anything and you're going to go deliver something, you should come armed to the teeth, okay? Because these people will never have seen acrylic, metal, canvas, and all these different things. I guarantee it, okay? I guarantee it. They may have seen a canvas before. Most people have, right? They may not recognize the term gallery wrap, but when they see one, they're like, oh yeah, I've seen those around in restaurants and things like that. But when you show them the metal and the acrylic and all the different stuff, and you put the product in their hands, let them feel the canvas, let them feel the paper that's not framed and talk about it. I mean, you have an ability there to upsell on the spot. And even if you don't upsell, even if you don't, okay, your goal is to turn a buyer into a collector. They now know exactly what you're offering. They've tried on the clothes, so to speak. They know what fits. They know what they want next. All they need is an image, right? All they need is an image. They're like, oh my goodness, I love that metal. That's going to be my next piece. You know, I just need an image, right? And so you might come with you should come with a printed catalog as well. You should come with a printed catalog as well that you can just flip through, because you might be taking orders on the spot.
And also, you know, I always think there's this game with 2 wine corks where you put them like this and you like twirl them out, and it's like kind of like a little parlor game. The secret to the game is by starting your hand position and how you want to finish, okay? And that's a really, really powerful reminder. How do you want to finish as a photographer and artist? On the wall. That's where you want to be, on the wall, right? So when you go to someone's house to deliver the work and they've never seen what acrylic would even look like in their surroundings, and you go, tell you what, no problem. Got my gloves. Let me just get this thing down. We'll set this guy aside, and you can put the acrylic up and see what it looks like, right? You're planting the seeds for what's possible. And you do not have this ability, okay, if you do not have the media types. That's question number 1 that arises. Question number 2 that arises all the time, should all of the images be the same image, right? Or use different ones? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You get a sample order in, use a smattering of your images, use all the same. It doesn't matter to me, okay? Next question. Should you always keep them on hand? Yes, don't sell them. You need them. If you're selling knives, this is your sample kit. You need to have them, okay? So don't sell them unless you can get another one original immediately, right? What if you create originals? Okay, well, it turns out you already have them. Start merchandising. You got no excuses, period, right? What if you really don't like a particular media type? Get that question all the time too. Does not matter. Do not think that you're smarter than the market. Questions on about quality. The quality doesn't matter. You have to have these things. This is what you sell, period, full stop. Don't overthink it. You need to do the just ship it version. We need to explain them how we can help them, customers versus non-customers. And again, on the sizes, I just recommend like getting them, right? If you don't have them, you are not in the game, full stop. That's why this is called the just ship it version. You can level up after the fact with adding additional media types, adding additional sizes, and doing whatever you like there. But if you do not have them, you're not in the game. And let me tell you, it works everywhere, okay? What do I mean? Selling one-on-one on a video chat. Perhaps you're doing a Zoom, perhaps you're doing a FaceTime, perhaps you're doing a messenger chat with a prospective buyer, one-on-one works fantastically. Selling live to a group video, you're covered. And oh, by the way, everyone that's like stressing, I don't know what to do in my live videos, I'm not comfortable, I can't talk. I just gave you permission to talk about media types. Educate yourself, talk about them, get the terminology. There you go. You got content for weeks. Selling in person, you're covered. You're covered. Oh, you're a photographer. Can't believe that, Nick. You just hired them to shoot your entire family. Where is the table set up with all the various different media types? Where is it?
It's never there.
It's never there. It's never there.
It's never there. Never once has a photographer that I've hired, and I've hired a plenty to take pictures of my kids. I got 3 little girls, you know, Christmas photos and things like that. You know,
all the time.
Never once have they ever come with samples, and I would have bought them on the spot. On the spot. Yeah.
Look, you don't have a table.
It's just such a.
You got a trunk. You got a trunk to the car. Don't even make that table excuse for me. You know.
Just, you got to have that whole thing figured out.
Oh,
yeah. And so let's rewind a little bit and let's go back to a question you asked earlier, which is why has nobody been doing this? You know, and I think this is a real big one here, guys, because
deadly assumption.
Yeah, this goes back to all of the wrong things and the wrong way of thinking that artists and photographers have had for decades, if not thousands of years, right? Because we're trying to solve the starving artist problem. This is a 1,000-year-old problem. There aren't many left. There aren't many 1,000-year-old problems left in this world, guys. This is one of them. And that's the mission of art storefronts, you know? But when I unpack this, and I know that, you know, this will resonate with you because we have to deal with so much BS in this industry to like layers of BS that we're peeling off of artists and photographers. So they actually stop doing the wrong things, right? And it comes from this premise of just like, everybody's just sheep. Like, I'm just going to upload my images to Fine Art America and Saatchi Art. And how are you like Saatchi Art and Fine Art America and Redbubble and any site that's ever existed in the history of the world? And I'm just going to, you know, follow these sheep off the cliff because I guess that's what I'm supposed to do. And then I launch a generic website, right? That's used to sell like on Shopify, Squarespace, Wix, WordPress, any of these things that are basically used to sell swim fins, golf clubs, toilet paper, you know, hand sanitizer, right? Generic products that you don't need to be merchandising. Like if you're selling toilet paper, you don't need to be doing what Patrick and I are talking about, although it would probably help you, but you really don't need to. You know, you don't need to be showing the front of the roll, the side of the roll and all that stuff, right? But art is completely different. Art is a high friction item, high friction. That means that when somebody is thinking about buying a piece, you know, or is potentially in the market, there's a lot of questions that come up, a lot of hurdles that you have to get over. You know, is it the size I need? Is it the media type I need? Will the colors mesh well with my wall? You know, will this look good in the room I plan to hang it in? All of these things make the art sale way more difficult online. It's one of the hardest products to sell online, period. It is, you know? And so when it comes to, doing this, you can see why it's so important that you actually have your product and you show it to people for real, you know, so that they understand exactly what they're going to buy. It's common sense. But for whatever reason, what's typically happened in this industry is everyone just follows these like generic e-commerce model where it's like, oh yeah, I'm just supposed to throw my images on my website and then like just wait for buyers to come, or throw them up on a website, just wait for buyers to come, you know? And
you might be breaking this rule if I go to your Instagram profile and it's just 2D image after 2D image after 2D image after 2D
exactly
image after 2D image.
You are breaking this rule. You're totally blowing it, right? So like having said that, your Instagram profile, Facebook, and things like that should have pictures of you holding all of these media types, not only doing video, but like you need to have pictures of each one in there. You know what I mean? So people can, like, as I scroll down, I'm like, oh, wow, there's like a lot of different types of products here that this person is offering, right? It's not just two-dimensional, just image. Like you think that that's the whole game. That's not, guys. That's not. You've got to show your product. You're leaving so much on the table otherwise.
Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm married, right? And so my wife always has a purse. If I was in the just getting started genre, okay, trying to figure it out, do a little fake it till you make it, I would probably have a couple of these things in my wife's giant handbag in a nice hotel. Go pull something off the wall, put yours up, take a shot next to it. Thanks, Four Seasons, right? You know, you're at a buddy's house or somewhere cool. Can I take that thing off the wall real quick? You know, your rich friend's house, they have really nice furniture hanging. Another satisfied customer, right? Like, God, there's just so many ways you can spin it, but you're not in the game if you don't have the damn samples. Period. Full stop. That's it. Yeah. Yep.
Don't ask like, what's the next like marketing tactic I need? Or, you know, how should I run my Facebook ads when you literally don't have your own product to show people? Like, think about that. It's like, let's go back to the knife salesman. You're the knife salesman that's going door to door that doesn't have a knife sample kit. He's going, he's like, I think I need a marketing consultant to help me. Like I'm thinking about doing Facebook ads to grow my sales because I'm not making enough sales going door to door. And it's like, well, hold on a second. Like, show me how you're going door to door. And he's got no knives. He's got no knives, but he's looking at every other thing he can do, like as the actual problem of his business, not realizing the most fundamental thing, the product, is the one thing you need to be showing. And like, that's the thing that's going to, you know, change your whole situation. You know,
you get this thing done. Just like why we needed to do this. And by the way, all you customers that are on now that are going to be on office hours in a couple hours, you're going to get another indoctrination of it because we can't stop until this is sorted. Like, there's not a single solitary situation where you're not covered if you've taken care of this, right? You know, you're going to their house, they're coming to your house. You're having friends over, you're having a party, people realize you have these things, you can do these things. I mean, it's every capacity imaginable. And look, I talk to hundreds of you guys a week, okay? I'm thinking about getting started. I want to take the next step. You know, everyone tells me my photography, my art is awesome, but I just haven't tried to sell it yet. If you've not done this, you are not serious. You need to get serious. Surely you can't be serious. Yes, I am, and don't call me Shirley. All of the above, right? Like, you need to have this sorted. You need to have this sorted. So all the rest of the day today, I'm going to go through this entire thing again with the customers. I'm going to harass, I'm going to harangue, I'm going to poke with the stick because everyone's got to do it. It's the game changer once you do. It's the game changer once you do. You're in the game when you do this. So I would say we have an ability for people that are not customers to put in an order and get this done. The sizes can be tiny. What is that site? What is the site where they can order prints?
It's asfprints.com. Like art storefronts prints.com. asfprints.com.
If you're not a customer, you're like, I don't know what printer to use. You have a printer. I prefer you use this. You want to know why? Because you're going to upload it. You're not going to do anything. It's going to show up at your doorstep. You're not going to waste any time driving around to the shop, contemplating it, getting a sales pitch from the guy at the print shop. You don't need any of it. You know what the 6 types are. I'm going to change this to top 6 media types. Get one of each and you're in the game, okay? You're in the game. You got to get in the game. You have to at least do that. For our customers, we'll be talking about it on the office hours. You all got to get in the game. And oh, by the way, what's coming? What's right around the corner?
The fourth quarter.
Be an opportune time to have samples that you can sell. Perhaps the biggest art selling time of the entire year.
It's not optional.
It's not optional.
It's mandatory. It's mandatory because you're going to get people who are going to ask, what is the metal like? I'm not sure. And you need to get on a call with them, a Zoom call or whatever it is to get that sale over the line. Be like, hey, here's the metal, here's the wood, right? Which one do you want? You know? And by the way, Art Storefronts members, we have a special discount code for you, okay? To get a big discount for the samples specifically, for the sample order. All right. We will tell you what that is today on the workshop. We mentioned it a few weeks ago, but we will mention it again today. So all Art Storefronts members, don't go to asfprints.com and buy it. We have a special discount code for you before you do that.
We discount, you discount. You know it's even more interesting, and I'll ambush you for a second. So you just purchased some art, longtime customer and friend. You've seen that art 1,000 different ways to Sunday, 2D on a website, 2D here, 2D there. What was your experience when they actually arrived and you saw it, you picked it up, you looked at the detail, you touched those originals? How big of a difference was it?
It was such a big difference. And I immediately pinged the artist that I bought it from. And I said, man, here's 3 things that you didn't talk about on your originals when you showed it live and you were merchandising it. And like, these are the things that just blew my mind when I actually got the originals, you know? Like, for example.
Oh, the experience.
I mean, but for example, I'm looking at him right now, right? So like his signature on it is a gold pen. Just a beautiful like gold pen signature. Never ever talked about that, right? He never talked about that. You think that everybody knows what. Yeah, don't ever assume. You think the way that he was selling the originals was like, you assume like, hey, he would go like, this is an original. This is an original, you know? And just, that's all he would really say. It's like, and you expect that everybody who is on there knows what that actually means, right? No, guys. Every time you're like, this is an original. There's only one of these ever. There will only be one. And I've signed it with my own hands, you know? And here's what's special about these original. The paper is deckled on the edges, you know, like there's more like you have to explain why the original is better than a print, you know? And it is, okay? It always is. It's so special, you know? So I immediately pinged him and told him like, dude, you got to show these things. You got to talk about these things. Like, you're totally missing out on that. He's still selling them, which is great because he's actually merchandising, but boy, you could really take it over the top. You could, you know, the better you get at it too, the better you get at it, you know where this goes, right? The higher the prices you can charge.
Oh, you better believe it. The more confident you're going to be, the more oohs and ahs you're going to. So your tank will get full. He should have
had close-ups of that signature. Okay. Because when you buy a print, you're not getting it signed because he doesn't have limited editions. He's only got open editions and originals. Right. And then the other part too, this is classic. You're going to love this, right? He's got a framer. Okay. He's got a certain way that he recommends that these things get framed. Right. What is he not showing on his video?
It's framed.
Yes. And why? And why he does it that way. And it's unbelievable. It's floating in a mat. Okay. It's floating in a mat with a black mat and a black frame. And so right after you buy it, he's like, hey, here's exactly the way I recommend framing it if you want my opinion. And he's got it like right there, like on a sheet, you know? And I'm like, again, another thing that he didn't show, right? Because but if you show the whole thing, you're going, whoa, that thing looks so good, you know?
Yeah. It sounds simple, and it is. And like, you could get this entire sample order for like what, $150? Like
maybe, I mean,
$110.
Probably $100 to $150, right? And that's it. And you've got like your whole sample order. And if you want to spend less, you can. You could just get like get 8x10s instead of 8x12s or whatever, right? Like just pare it down. Like, there's an easy way to you could probably get them all for $75. Right? And you've got everything now.
It's a simple if this, then that chart. Do you have samples of your work on the various different media types? Yes or no? If the answer is no, you know what to do, right? If the answer is no, you know what to do. You don't waste time on a Facebook ads course, okay? You don't start doing SEO, okay? You don't work on your website. Stop all of it. Stop it. Get this sorted. Have the ability to sell. Have the ability to merchandise. Needs to happen. We are not going to stop until 100% of our customers and all you loyal fans that follow that aren't get this done. It is the easiest thing to do. You're a knife salesman. You need to have knives.
How many blog posts you've taken, how much you've worried about how you're pricing your artwork and what niche you should be in, and all this different stuff, like, or what technology you should be using, or what CRM. I mean, like, it's just not like, should I boost my Facebook posts? Never do that. Should I be doing SEO? Should I be doing da 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 da? And it's like the fundamental thing of actually having all of your products there that you sell, ready to go, so that you can show people, is completely being missed. Unbelievable. If that's you, guys, if you've totally whiffed on that for the last year, 2 or 3 years, like, you got to really understand. You have to really understand, like you're not on a great path. I'm just telling you that. Like the information, wherever you're getting your advice and information from, watch out, because you've been missing one of the most fundamental things in the world. If all you did was launch a website and just throw your images up there, and you never had your actual products like in your hands, you're expecting people to buy products that you haven't even seen yourself, probably. You know what I mean?
Yep.
More often than not, you've got these media types on offer, and you've never even seen them. You've never even shown them to people. You've probably never shown them to another human being, right, in person. And you don't have samples ready to go. You got big problems with the way that you're thinking about your business and where you're getting your information from. And I think that that's the problem behind the problem. There's always a problem behind the problem, right? And I'm always looking at it that way, where I'm going, if you're the knife salesman going door to door, and you've been operating your business, without the knives, like, hey, I want you to buy this set, and the people are like, can you just show me the knives? They're like, nope, I got them in this catalog. Here, I'm flipping through it. What do you think? Or go to my website. Oh my goodness! Like, exactly. Like, if you're that guy, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Sisyphus. I mean, you're running uphill. I would just quit the game. Quit the game. Look, it's been an assumption for far too long. We are peeling these layers of the onion back, one artist and photographer question at a time, and it's becoming blatantly clear. Step one, decide you're an artist or photographer. Step two, if you are, get samples. Full stop. Nothing else. Don't start a social site. Don't do anything. Get the samples. And you know what the best part is? The low-hanging fruit that's waiting for you when you start doing this. The reactions that you'll get, especially in person, when you can show this off, when people can hold them and they can touch them, all the rest of it, let alone the content touches it gives you. Your live art shows will improve. Your flash sales will improve. Your in-person sales will improve. Your confidence will go through the roof. Like, trying to buy something off of the 2D image, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So that's what I got. You have any announcements?
Yeah. Oh, we should mention, we're back after a holiday weekend, but we should remind everybody, if you're new to Art Storefronts or you want to learn more, your next step is to request a demo. Okay. And we extended the summer special to join Art Storefronts before the biggest art selling time of the year, which is right around the corner, Q4, right? October, November, December. And the marketing begins in we're looking at like 22 days is when you need to start your marketing in order to get, to really squeeze the orange of the Q4. And so the timing is great. And so, yeah, if you're interested in, saving money on an Art Storefronts membership and upping your game, your next step is to request a demo, okay? Click the link in the description on this post, or if you're on Instagram, the link is in the bio. Click it, fill out the form, takes like 20 seconds. One of our team members will reach out to you and learn more about you and check out your art, see what your goals are, and see if you're a fit. And then they can show you everything that we do in terms of the proper art gallery website we provide you with, as well as the ongoing art business consulting for members only.
/ buy your merchandise, start merchandise.
Yes. And then what do we have tomorrow?
We have the Art Business Workshop for non-customers. Your chance to come in, get your drain unclogged, get on the path. Get on the path.
For those of you who want a free art business consulting, we have a session tomorrow, okay? It's gonna be at 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 Central, 2 Eastern, okay? Get on our email list, like our Facebook page if you wanna get notified. You gotta be on our email list to get on the Zoom call. So make sure you go to artstorefronts.com, get on our email list, and we will email you a Zoom link tomorrow morning, and then you can get on a session with a bunch of other people. And we ask you, bring the number one problem, the number one question you have, the thing that you think is holding you back, and come tell us what that is, and we'll help you get your drain unclogged. All right. These sessions are awesome. We get how many people do we get? We get 80 to 100 people a session, artists and photographers. Yeah.
Goes up, goes down.
And people are staying for hours at a time. They're coming, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, right? Because every artist, the questions are amazing, and you learn so much, from all the different problems that everyone's going to. So yes, the free art business consulting session is tomorrow, okay? 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 Central, 2 Eastern.
Okay. On that note, I want to thank everybody for listening. Please get your samples.
Get your samples. Show your product.
collectibles. Start merchandising. Q4 is coming. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.